So we're going to talk about how to stop caring what men think of you. Okay. And the reason why this is something that every person has to master in life. If you care too much about what others people think, about their opinion, it's gonna get in the way of you and your own self. In other words, when you're thinking how you're coming across because you care about this person's reaction, you're gonna stop looking at yourself and accepting yourself, and you're gonna be filtering yourself. And because of that, everything you say, your words, thoughts, and action are gonna be completely incongruent. Your mind feels insecure. Your voice says things that's secure, but your body is also demonstrating twitchy behavior while trying to maintain a confident pose. All of that sends incongruent signal. The first thing that you do is not clean up the water. The first thing you do is turn off the faucet. If you are caring too much and wanting the outcome, the thing that you do is not attain what you want, or not attaining or attaining the validation. That's not what you do. What you do is learn to shut off that part of yourself that's consistently caring about people. Because when you really care, there's really a thought that verbally tells you care, but also the sensation of not accepting who you are at the end of the day. And whenever that happens, you tend to give all of your attention to the images of your mind, to the mental projections of your mind, and to the mental chatter in your mind. In other words, when you care what people say, there's something, you become disassociated from your body. You stop feeling your body and you're always in your head. You're thinking about whether or not do they like me. When you start feeling nervous, and because of the nervousness, you stop trying to not feel nervous through more mental chatter. And because of that, you're giving energy to the mental chatter, and that mental chatter is something that you're not controlling. So like a horse without a rider, all of a sudden that mental chatter turns to the negative, because it's almost like things go towards atrophy. Things go towards more the negative naturally if you don't control it. And so it creates more insecure thoughts. So the solution to it, because what's really happening when you're in your head, you literally stop feeling your body. You stop smelling the air. People walk by you and you may not even recognize them. You might be so thinking about yourself, about your own insecurity, that you're walking straight and you might miss, and you might not notice your friend walk by you. Right? So the key to this is to return to the body. So how do you do this? Well, first of all, literally feel your body. Feel your hand right here. Feel your hand. Just feel your hand. Feel your hand from within. Are you aware that as you're feeling the hand, you're not really thinking? By you removing attention from the mind and into the body, you literally strip energy that the brain, that the mind, your ego uses to create insecurity. You're removing the energy. So there's still a fire of insecurity because you've been feeding your mind so much fire of insecurity, but now you're focusing on the hand. So now there's no more fuel. That don't mean that the fire is gonna stop. No, it means that it's gonna stop growing, and like anything, it's gonna burn away. So just keep feeling your hand. And what you wanna do is scan your whole body. Scan your whole body with your mind. Feel these parts. Keep scanning. You scan every part of your body. You might want to scan the whole hand, or you might want to start mentally with your eyes closed. Scan little parts of your hand. Like imagine how this feels, right? Just feel this part of your hand. Now that same sensation, move that awareness of that hand. Move it here, and then move it here. Move it here, and then go around in your mind. Try to feel every part that I'm pointing to, right? You're not really feeling it with your hands. You're not looking at it. You have your eyes closed and you're imagining your awareness is like an ant going throughout your whole body, and you scan the whole body. And what you're doing is that when you're doing that, you're not mentally creating negative thoughts, because this takes so much focus. So whenever you're in an environment and you feel insecure, you're thinking about what people say, just scan your hand, scan your body. Just distract yourself with scanning your body, like a puzzle that you're doing, but rather you're scanning your body. You're walking around, you're at a party, and just keep feeling your hand, keep scanning the body. And if you notice the thoughts are too strong, sit down and bring even more attention to feeling it. Like try to feel this part even more. For example, And once you feel it, scan it, keep scanning, and try to feel more of the sensation of the hand, of the sensation of your skin. Feel what sensations are going on, scan it around. And what you're doing is that you're allowing yourself to feel the insecurity, but it's also burning away. And you're reclaiming it by bringing it to your body, and that over time will liberate you. You could do that as a 30-minute meditation on a daily basis, or as you're walking down the street, you scan your body. Trust me, it's possible. And what you're doing is that you're not adding to the insecurities you already feel. And so if you just keep doing this over time, those insecurities go down. This is literally the direct way of not caring. You're not trying to fight it with another thought. You're not imagining, oh, I don't care, or I am high value. No, you're literally unplugging that part of yourself that created the insecurity by bringing it back to your body. And what happens is that there's some parts of your body that are numb. And if you're scanning the body and you notice you can't feel a certain part, once you finish the scan, return to that part and feel it for like a minute or so.
By the way, if you guys enjoy my videos, but you guys want more new edited videos, because these channels, we post older videos, check out my new channel, Mindful Attraction For Real. We have highly edited videos, longer form, and we're only planning to post once a week, right? We're also going to be having a studio there too. So if you guys enjoy high quality Alex, we're going deeper into the topic, and to help with the algorithm, check out the channel by clicking on the description down below, or in the comment section, it's pinned. See you guys inside.
And just keep feeling that part of your hand. Keep feeling that part of your hand, or the part that you didn't feel. And then once again, scan it. Because what happens is that trauma, insecurity numbs certain parts of your body more than others. So somebody might notice they feel numb here more than here. For me, it might be my thigh. For some other people, it might be here. But once you're scanning, be aware you couldn't scan it that well. Keep scanning it, finish it, and then return to that. Feel it. Bring all of your sensations to that part for like a minute, and then do it again. I'm giving you guys some crazy shit. The next one is realize that we're all going to die. It's another part. Visualize that we're all going to die. Once you're able to see the death in everyone, in yourself, and in your kids, and your family members, and your friend, you'll notice that there's a part of you that stops caring. It's almost like, hopefully I could put this poetry.
Seeing the world through the eyes of death allows us to perceive things as they truly are, with an intensity that cuts through illusions. It's akin to watching footage of loved ones who have passed away, evoking a bittersweet longing. Death adds a haunting beauty, revealing the underlying physical reality of our destiny that we often choose to deny. Being aware of our mortality enables us to embrace the raw reality and miraculous brevity of life. We are able to dance with life the songs that death whispers to us. It mirrors the profound experience we will all face in our final moments, where heightened consciousness emerges as we cling to our remaining time in this world, where we see people's faces for who they really are, sense the true essence of the consciousness of our loved ones, and see the world as one through the brotherhood of death. Without the constraints of ego, we absorb the world and amplify its impact. This reality is available to us at every moment, inviting us to contemplate our existence and discover deeper truths, to feel at ease at the thought of our separation with the physical world. It asks us to listen and to sense the fleeting nature of ourselves and our loved ones. The world we live in offers us our countless perspectives to see the world through, numerous realities to experience. You can see the world as a child, as an adult, as a villain, as a hero. However, viewing the world through the eyes of death represents the ultimate reality, the closest proximity to the essence of truth. Similar to how gravity distorts time through the eyes of death, there's no distortion of reality from the ego. It allows us to see things as if it were our last encounter, bringing us eyeball to eyeball without flinching with the nature of reality itself, and finding peace in our mortality.
And so you start seeing the world through the eyes of death. You start seeing your mom knowing that she's going to die. You start seeing your friend knowing that they're going to die. Even the people who you care, who are judging you, and you want their validation, imagine and know that they're going to die. your desire for the validation goes down. If you notice that maybe something in your life is not going well, you also know that one day you're also going to die.
Normally, we go through life in a very distracted, dreamlike state, with our gaze turned inward. Much of our mental activity revolves around fantasies and resentments that are completely internal and have little relationship to reality. The proximity of death suddenly snaps us to attention as our whole body responds to the threat. We feel the rush of adrenaline, the blood pumping extra hard to the brain and through the nervous system. This focuses the mind to a much higher level, and we notice new details, see people's faces in a new light, and sense the impermanence in everything around us, deepening our emotional responses. This effect can linger for years, even decades. We cannot reproduce that experience without risking our lives, but we can gain some of the effect through smaller doses. We must begin by meditating on our death and seeking to convert it into something more real and physical.
One day, everything's gonna go away. What you want to do is meditate on that for like a few minutes a day. Meditate on how are you gonna die. Imagine what are the different ways you might die. What are the different ways one of your friends might die? Imagine mourning the death of someone, mourning the death of your friends, mourning the death of your family members, mourning the death of certain cities, perhaps mourning the death of those who died. That will bring you closer to reality, and there's a certain weight that's lifted, because a lot of the times a lot of our fears and desires come from our fear of death, right? That fear is the main foundation to all of our emotions. Fear of death. If you have a strong fear of death, you're going to have a stronger inability to deal with emotions. If you have no fear of death, you'll notice that you can handle your emotions a little bit better, unless you're a psychopath.
Most of us spend our lives avoiding the thought of death. Instead, the inevitability of death should be continually on our minds. Understanding the shortness of life fills us with a sense of purpose and urgency to realize our goals. Training ourselves to confront and accept this reality makes it easier to manage the inevitable setbacks, separations, and crises in life. It gives us a sense of proportion, of what really matters in this brief existence of ours. Most people continually look for ways to separate themselves from others and feel superior. Instead, we must see the mortality in everyone, how it equalizes and connects us all. By becoming deeply aware of our mortality, we intensify our experience of every aspect of life.
So other things that you could do is just imagine when you're watching younger people walk by the street. Imagine how they're going to be old, how they're going to look when they're old. When you see older people, imagine how they looked when they were younger. Imagine you want to get comfortable with the movement of time and stop seeing people static, like as though this 20-year-old will always be 20 and this 70-year-old was never young. You want to be able to understand it by visualizing everyone's eventual death, and every older person how they looked when they were young, so that you can actually have a real perspective on time, so that you could then respect the time that you have on this earth. This will liberate you. This will bring a certain level of happiness. People who experience a near-death experience will tell you that for a few days there's an afterglow. An afterglow where you appreciate life and you stop caring about the little squaddles. And people will tell you that those who almost die, they don't care about what people think of them. All they care about is their family members. All they care about is about things that really matter.
In December of 1849, the 27-year-old writer Fyodor Dostoevsky, imprisoned for participating in an alleged conspiracy against the Russian Tsar, found himself and his fellow prisoners suddenly transported to a square in St. Petersburg and told that they were about to be executed for their crimes. This death sentence was totally unexpected. Dostoevsky had only a few minutes to prepare himself before he faced the firing squad. In those few minutes, emotions he had never felt before came rushing in. He noticed the rays of light hitting the dome of a cathedral and saw that all life was as fleeting as those rays. Everything seemed more vibrant to him. He noticed the expressions on his fellow prisoners' faces and how he could see the terror behind their brave facades. It was as if their thoughts and feelings had become transparent. At the last moment, a representative from the Tsar rode into the square, announcing that their sentences had been commuted to several years' hard labor in Siberia. Utterly overwhelmed by his psychological brush with death, Dostoevsky felt reborn, and the experience remained embedded in him for the rest of his life, inspiring new depths of empathy and intensifying his observational powers. This has been the experience of others who have been exposed to death in a deep and personal way.
And the next one is knowing what you want, having a higher sense of purpose. Having a higher sense of purpose. When you're focused on your purpose, you stop caring what people think of you. When you're focused on your purpose, you stop caring about how this person thinks, about what this person thinks about the path that you're taking. If you love what you're doing and you believe in what you're doing, that sense of purpose will insulate you from the criticism, from the pressures from other people to take other people's path. That sense of purpose will allow you to say no to the wrong path because you want this thing so badly. Developing a sense of purpose will insulate you. Letting go. Sorry, people, right? So how do you develop a sense of purpose? Is find your calling in life. You first start out by exploring what are the things that you enjoyed when you were little. What are the things that you enjoyed when you were younger? Maybe it was visual. Maybe it was writing words. Maybe it was dance. Maybe it was movement. Maybe it was sports. And try to get yourself into it right now. If you were a ballerina, join a dancing class. Who cares if it's not professional? Who cares if you may not like that dancing class? The road to exploring who you are, it's a road that's dark, but it leaves you clues. You're almost like with your eyes closed, trying to find something in the room. As long as you're searching, you will eventually find it if you keep touching things. And yet, the first thing that you touch might not be your phone, but if you keep looking around, keep searching in the vicinity, which is doing the things that you did when you were younger, keep trying and don't be afraid to fail. And all of a sudden, you're going to find your phone. You'll find your calling. But the key to it is this. And the more you do this, the closer you get. And as long as you take the slow route, you'll get there faster. All right, if you guys enjoyed that video, you guys are going to like my new course. It's called The Commitment Blueprint. It's a course that I created for women who are struggling with finding themselves in situationships, finding themselves with men who like them but don't want to commit, finding themselves with giving too much and not getting much in return. And the beauty about getting commitment is that it has nothing to do with, about your looks and more to do about your strategy. Like I've seen women apply these strategies and get married and have kids and have long-lasting relationships. Why? Because the strategies that I'm going to teach on this course is based on pure psychology. I've been working on this for the past 2 years. And every time I make a promise on my courses, if you guys have gotten my courses, you guys know I over deliver, right? And the reason why I made this course is because a lot of ladies watch my videos, and unfortunately, you guys give too much. You guys love too hard, and that attracts the wrong energy. So it's really about learning how to manage this energy. You're gonna attract different types of guys by learning how to control that energy, right? And if you don't believe me, well, guess what? You can find all of these reviews of women who have taken my courses and have achieved the promises in my courses. And look, the beauty about it is that you can pre-order this course for $75 rather than $99. And when the course comes out and you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. I'll give you your money back if you don't like it, and you have 30 days to get your money back. But I'm telling you, I guarantee that if you do exactly what the score says, you will find commitment. And above all, you're going to stop wasting your time with the wrong guys. Because at the end of the day, to find the right guy, it's all about filtering the wrong guys. Eventually, the right guys will filter through. If you just apply what the course says, it'll break the negative pattern of being attracted to guys that are not into commitment. I'm telling you, there's a reason why you attract guys who are not committed. It's because there's a pattern and you're not aware of it. And sometimes you need someone like Father Alex to show you these patterns and in order to break it. Like I've seen it many times before. Okay, so just pre-order right now on the description down below. I like to think this is going to be my best course I've ever done in my life. I have that feeling. You know, especially with all the research that I've done, you're going to get results, guaranteed, or your money back. Anyways, take care.